Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching SAMAA News. Here are today's headlines. A ballistic missile fired from Iran and heading into Turkish airspace after passing Syria and Iraq has been destroyed by NATO air and missile defence systems in the eastern Mediterranean Sea. The Turkish Defence Ministry said that there were no casualties or injuries in incident, adding that Turkey reserves the right to respond to any hostile actions against it, while warning parties to refrain from steps that could escalate the conflict. On the other hand, operatives from Iran's Ministry of Intelligence have signalled openness to the US Central Intelligence Agency to talks on ending the war. The New York Times reported, citing officials briefed on the matter, that the offer was made through an unnamed country's spy agency. The report said officials in Washington are skeptical as to whether Iran or the Trump administration is really ready for an off-ramp, at least in the short term. Iranian Kurdish militias have consulted with the United States in recent days about whether and how to attack Iran's security forces in the western part of the country. According to 3 sources with knowledge of the matter, the Iranian Kurdish coalition of groups based on the Iran-Iraq border in the semi-autonomous region of Iraqi Kurdistan has been training to mount such an attack in hopes of weakening the country's military as the United States and Israel pound Iranian targets with bombs and missiles. The sources said the goal would be to create room for Iranians opposed to the Islamic regime to rise up now that Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and other top officials have been killed since the US-Israeli attack began on Saturday. The US military has confirmed the deaths of 4 American soldiers in the escalating war against Iran, marking the first confirmed US military casualties. The Pentagon identified the 4 soldiers as members of an Iowa-based Army Reserve unit killed when a drone struck a US military facility in Port Shuaibah, Kuwait, on Sunday. A total of 6 US military personnel have died so far in the ongoing conflict. The 4 who have been identified ranged in age from 20 to 42 and served in the 103rd Sustainment Command, which is part of the Army's global logistics and supply operations. The White House is convening senior executives from top US defense contractors, including Lockheed Martin and RTX/Raytheon, to accelerate weapons production after recent strikes on Iran and other military operations have depleted stockpiles. Officials say the meeting, scheduled for Friday, will focus on restoring US munitions inventories and ensuring key weapons like Tomahawk cruise missiles are produced faster. The Pentagon is preparing a roughly $50 billion supplemental budget to fund replenishment and increase annual missile output to 1,000 units. US President Donald Trump says Tehran wants talks, but it is too late as military operations against Iran continue. In a social media post, Trump said Iran's air defenses, air force, navy, and leadership were gone. Explosions struck Tehran and Beirut as global markets fell on fears of prolonged energy disruption. Separately, Trump said American forces had struck numerous Iranian naval and air targets, claiming that just about everything had been knocked out. Speaking in the Oval Office ahead of a meeting with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, Trump said he ordered the attack because he had a feeling Iran would strike the US as nuclear talks stalled. Also, Mojtaba Khamenei, son of the late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, has been reported alive and in full health. Iran's Mehr news agency said he was reviewing important issues related to the country without elaborating. Mojtaba, long viewed by some analysts as a potential successor, is believed to have close ties to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and the Basij paramilitary network. Mojtaba holds no formal government post and was sanctioned by the United States in 2019. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching SAMAA News.